Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Keep Gaming Reviews. I am your host, Lan Mind, and today we have guest star, my man, Fresco. He is the freshest one. What's going on?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having
Welcome.
me.
Yes,
Thank you.
welcome,
Thank you.
sir. And then we got the man that can't stay still for some reason. He got a fresh cut. He feeling fresh to death.
He's clean.
Me amo CG, what's going on, man?
You feel me? What's up? Let's get it.
And today we are reviewing the game 12 Minutes. It's out on Steam and Xbox Game Pass or Xbox. And this game just came out. It all hit us out of nowhere. There's going to be a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't played the game, go play it or go watch it and come back and get our takes
Get
on
out
it.
of here. No, I'm just
We're going to be diving
Go
deep.
play it and come back.
Yeah, we're going to be diving deep into the review. I wanted to get this done because we all streamed it on Twitch. We all have our own thoughts and perspective on what this game is. But let's get into what we thought the game was going to be before we even press start. I'm going to start with you, Fresco. You heard about this game. What were your thoughts?
Right. Unique. I've never played. I've played point and click games in the past, but nothing of a overhead view. This is the first experience that I had such as this. My initial thoughts, I was just fucking. Wait, can I curse? Can I curse?
Curse?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
say whatever the fuck you want, man.
I don't know if I can curse if this is fucking family friendly.
No,
man.
say fucking friendly. Man.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Well, the game we played was family friendly, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if it was family friendly, man. It was
Someone in the
friendly.
family was getting friendly, but go ahead.
Yeah, but so it was just it captivated me and it intrigued me. I've never played anything like this before, and I enjoyed it.
Chris, what
That's all I
about you,
got.
man?
I saw the commercials, and the one thing that stuck out to me was the actors and actresses they got
Yeah.
to voice the characters in this game. It looked like a simple game, which was fine,
Mhm.
but it was like, what made these three people,
Right.
William Dafoe, who I think is great, James McAvoy, who to me has one of the greatest performances in a movie ever, in a Split, and I forgot the
yes.
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley. She was in Star Wars.
Oh crap!
Star
Yo,
Wars,
guys, I'm
right.
so sorry.
So go ahead, Chris. What were you saying? You just got a important phone call from the
What was
president.
that?
What
No,
happened?
imagine. Oh yeah, like the actors and actresses
Yeah.
they got kind of stuck out to me. So I was like, okay, this is clearly something that's gonna mess with your heads. The whole 12-minute. I mean, they explained the premise in what I read up about it, where it was just kind of like you're in a constant time loop, and I was like, oh, this is great. I love stuff like this. I love puzzle games. I mean, if you watch my stream, you know I play a lot of puzzle games for the hell of it, just because I love challenging my brain. So I automatically thought this was going to be fun for me to play.
I think for me, I heard about it. It might have been somewhere in like the gaming community where it was just getting posted on social media. And I'm like, what is this? Why are people talking about this game? And then, of course, yes, the actors that were involved. I'm like, okay, so I got to see what this is about. I saw the trailer. I see it's from top down looking. I'm like, all right, this looks simple. But why did these actors sign on? That's the main thing that had me intrigued. I didn't know what this game was about. People just talking about it. Oh, this is a great game. Everybody got to try it. And then they said it was on Xbox Game Pass. I'm like, oh, I got that. We're going to try this out. But I didn't know what I was getting myself into at all. Like whatsoever. I had no clue. I saw Fresco streaming it. I was like, okay, so Fresco is intrigued. Something's happening here. Like, I didn't think any of my friends were going to play this game because it's not like a big title, but the names are big. So then, you know, I mentioned to Chris. Chris tried it. I'm like, damn, I got to play this game. So then, of course, I streamed it. And I was literally like going into it. I wanted to have like a clear mind. Like, what is this game and why do I need to play it? And we're going to get into that now. When you first get into this game, it's pretty simple. It's a point and click, like you guys said. You're literally just going through these puzzles in time loops. What were your thoughts like actually getting into the game and figuring things out as you continuously went through this loop every 10 minutes? It wasn't even 12. It was actually 10.
Right, it was.
So I'm going to start with you, Fresco. What were your thoughts?
Right. So, dude, like as Chris stated, I love challenging my brain. Especially, I feel like during the Nintendo era, it was more of a puzzle type games such as Zelda. But then as I transitioned over to PlayStation, then this motherfucker. Then as I transitioned over to PlayStation, it became more first person shooters, hack and slashes, and I feel like I lost my what's the word? Like my mojo in puzzle games. So jumping into this, I loved how there were so many different factors, to create a path to be able to proceed forward.
Absolutely.
But that was me. That was my first thing that I realized. All of the different fucking factors. I loved it. I did.
Chris, what about you, man?
Off rip, I mean, they kind of just throw you into it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you start off real simple. You come off the elevator, get into the room. Wifey comes out, kisses you. You're like, okay, cool. Then she talks about dessert. I was like, okay, nice, cool, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then dude shows up, starts smoking you, no matter what, multiple times, starts beating you up. And it could be the most simplest things to kind of set the loop off, get to the next loop or whatever, that you just got to look for. You got to find something to set the loop off. And even then, there was times where I was just like, bro, I literally have no idea how to get to this next loop. What am I missing? I've done everything. I've looked everywhere. I've tried every time. I killed my wife multiple ways.
My God.
I stabbed her up. I shocked her with the light. I did everything. I did the guy. You could never stab him. You could never stab the dude. Whenever you would freaking lock him up, he would never talk. He would get up and headbutt you, and your guy can never fight back. I would stab him to get him to talk, and he'd be like, and then I'll let him loose. He'll get up and die, and it's like, yo, I can't figure it out.
Yeah,
it was frustrating.
Yeah,
but I like getting frustrated.
So that was the thing with me. All right, so first of all, Chris told me to stab my wife.
Yeah,
guys,
he subscribed.
He subscribed for me to stab my wife. And shout out to Fresco, because Fresco said, yo, make them pay if they want this to happen.
And I did it.
He did it. Now, the thing is,
every penny.
You don't even have to stab your wife. That's the crazy thing. You don't have to do this.
I got through it without killing her once, man.
And I fucked up with the light switch. I killed her by mistake. I did a lot of fucked up things. So getting into this game, like, I knocked on every door. You would think you go straight for the one in the middle. No, I said, you know what? Let me see. Maybe they're going to try a trick. I go to the left side, go to the right side. And then I'm like, damn, where's the key? I got to lift the key. And Fresco kind of guided me. And he said, like, use everything in the apartment. I'm looking at every painting. You don't have to look at shit. I put the radio on. I look at the plan. I start looking at different vents. And I'm like, there's nothing here. And as you continue to go on, you keep getting fucked up. You keep dying. It keeps looping. But every time you loop, it kind of reminds me of Hades a little bit. You learn something new. And you gain more information as you continue on. But then I got stuck like Chris. And I'm like, what the fuck? Can I move this couch? Can I stop him from coming into the house?
Where did you get stuck? Where did you get stuck at? I'm pretty sure we all got stuck. But what was the worst part that you guys got stuck on?
That's a good question.
Mine was when I got to the part where they mentioned the what's it called? The nanny. And it was like, oh yeah, something like a flower, yada yada yada. And I'm like, okay. I went to the flower pot.
Yeah, me too. I wanted the plant.
It's a flower.
Actually, yeah, I started watering the plant. Did you guys notice that in the beginning the plant is fully flourished?
Yeah.
And then as you continue to die, it begins to wither.
It's like a little speck.
Yeah, a little speck. And then if you start watering it, it starts to grow back. And I thought that this was what I had to do, but it wasn't it.
Dude, I broke the pot. I watered the pot.
Oh, I didn't break the pot.
Yeah,
I did all of it. I got stuck on that joint for so long.
Actually, no, I'll tell you exactly where I got stuck. So here's where my brain went. You guys know the vents, right?
Yeah,
I'm not talking about the vent in the bathroom. No, I thought that the vents were somewhere that you can store stuff. So that way, in the next time loop, it would still be there.
That's interesting. I didn't do that.
I swear to God. So I would put the phone in there. I would put the knife, and then it wouldn't be there. It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I never thought about that. That's interesting, though.
Yeah, that's where my brain went, bro.
I'll tell you where exactly I got stuck the most. When I had figured out how to like give her an alibi with the photo on the fridge.
Yeah, that was tricky.
And I'm like, good. I was like, I found a way to explain to him that she's no longer, she's not the one that did it. Right. And I kept trying to figure out ways for him to talk to me, but every time he would come in, he'd just kill us.
He wouldn't listen.
Or I get him and he just keep killing us. And I'm like, yo, I keep explaining to her the situation. I got stuck on that for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, he wouldn't listen. The smallest speck of information, and it would just not proceed forward. It would not go through. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The one thing I will say now that I remember that got me stuck, it wasn't the photo. It of course it was the whole like the GIF. Right. And the one thing that I think bothered me the most and got me more confused was the fact that I was thinking I can write down the phone number to call him. But he didn't have a phone number. I'm like, how do I call this guy to stop him? Like, hey, listen, before you come, I'm gonna tell you right now. Before, like, I didn't want to die, but then of course I had to click on his daughter's number to then call her to stop him from coming. And I got a pen and paper. I thought I had to write this shit down.
Yeah, I'm dead.
And I'm like, it just automatically saved it.
Yeah, because you could mark in 911, so you thought you could mark in the number.
Yes, yes. And that's why I'm like, what the fuck, man? Why? Okay. And there was a lot more other things that I like. Yo, I flushed the clock down the toilet, the watch.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I said he ain't getting his watch. He gotta look for that shit. You ain't getting it. I flushed it down the toilet. There was so many things. I'm like, why is this? Because as you continue, it starts to get repetitive and annoying if you don't follow certain steps. Or even like in the beginning when I'm trying to convince her, I'm like, oh, the radio. And she's like, oh, they play the same songs. Like, oh, the window. I'm like, man, I don't know how to convince you. You just got to believe me. And I'm like, why is she not listening?
It was hard to find proof.
Bro, here's the thing. That took me a while too until I was like, wait, let me just click the window, see what happens. Because the window kept popping up. I was trying to point at everything. Yeah. And then when the window popped up, I was like, let me click that, see what happens. And I clicked and he was like, thunder in like 2 minutes. And I was like, oh, it worked. I was like, yes.
I didn't even get
I had
that.
the one thing always. I had the gift part and I was just like, all right, what's the second clue? Because she doesn't believe me, this stupid woman.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like I'm telling her she needs to leave. And I'm like, but why does she need to leave? Because then she keeps coming back with the cop. And then she's like, oh, come help me. And I'm like, damn, shut up. Like, I don't want to know I'm here.
Yeah.
You're like, in the closet. She's like, babe, I'm here. Help. Can you please help? And he's like, oh, who else?
Yeah.
I mean, what took me a while and didn't even cross my mind until episode 2 was hiding in the closet before she comes out the bathroom.
Yeah.
I would have never fucking thought of that. But then, dude, the first time that I played, then I went to sleep. I was like, what the fuck can I do? What the fuck can I do?
You were thinking about it.
And then I was thinking about it. And that's why I was like, yo, I got to get back into this game. And then she's like, oh, I didn't hear you come in. I was like, oh, what if you hide? And then they tell you she gets fucked up and she gets shot. But then you know where the clock is.
Yes.
And then you open up a whole giant.
Bro, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No idea there was a vent in the bathroom. I'm like, how was I supposed to know?
There was no way you could find that, dude.
Unless you move the cursor a little bit and you get a like, oh,
just go around.
There.
Yeah. I thought I had to do that with the paint things. I thought there was like a hidden.
Yeah.
I would even use the knife on the paint things to think like maybe she.
And he always say no.
Think about that. That's good too. I didn't think about that.
He'd always say no. You know what I was doing? I thought the clock was in the vent.
Okay.
I started putting the fake candles inside the vents to see if you could
see that.
Right, because it worked.
I didn't do that either. Yo, you guys did so many
there, and I'm like, oh, there's light, and I'm like,
yeah. You just had to think outside of the box in that game, and that's why I loved it so much.
You guys did so many different things. So everyone's gameplay is a little bit different, but the premise is always the same. I mean, there's different endings that people are saying that there is.
Right.
But I never thought about putting the candle. I'm just like moving it around to see if anything pops up. And I didn't know I can open the vents with the key. I kept on opening the vent with a knife.
You can open it with the knife, the spoon, or the key.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know it. Towards the end, I opened it with the key. Yeah. And I was like, this whole time I kept grabbing the knife. And I even used by mistake. I put the knife on me. And he was going to stab himself. And you see him. And he doesn't do it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy.
It's wild.
Now, there were a couple things I didn't like, and I'm gonna get into it, and then I'm gonna give you guys the floor. A couple things I didn't like were the graphics. You look in the peephole, And oh my God, this looks like PlayStation 1.
It's like
what
PS1
the
graphics.
fuck?
Yeah.
You got so you. It looked like you paid the actors more than what you put into the game. Anybody could have voiced them, bro.
That's probably what their budget mostly went
Absolutely,
into.
dude. I mean, look at the title, look at the names.
I know, but you could have got anybody and put more money in the graphics. I would appreciate it more because after a while, I didn't even care who was talking.
Right, but would people come to play a game?
Probably not.
People that
probably
you just
not
never
because that's what caught us, the names. So you're probably right. You're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
But looking in the people, and then you see the fucking cop, and I'm like, oh, come on. But in the beginning, when you're in the elevator and the reflection, like, okay, you're thinking it's a reflection, it's not so clear.
Right.
But you never see anyone's face after that. I never looked in the people to look to see my wife. That's one thing I was thinking about doing. Because you know when she leaves and then she comes back, because he's like, oh, we need to talk. Let's go back to the apartment. I never looked to see what she looked like. But I don't know what these people look like. And I get the top down and all that. That's pretty cool. There's only 3 rooms you can maneuver from. But it's like, I guess this really wasn't meant for like a graphical looking game, but that bothered me. Like, you could have put a little bit more effort. And I was a little bothered by that. What do you guys think?
I wasn't bothered by it at all, man. I enjoyed it. It was different. It was different. Go ahead.
I think I get what Lou's saying, and that can be an issue, but because of what the game was, it didn't really bother me. It was more story driven anyways.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, I had a couple problems with the story that threw me off. But other than that, I mean, none of the stuff really bothered me besides some of the repetitive things. Like, I'm like, oh my God, dude, why can't I figure this out?
Yeah.
Like, why is the same thing keep happening? I'm giving him the damn watch and this guy just keeps killing me. Bro, just leave, son. Like,
yeah. That was one of the things too. Go ahead, Fresco.
Yeah, no, the open going to what Chris just stated, the openings to be able to continue forward with the story were very small, very slim. Even a tiniest bit of information, you would not be able to go forward. Like, to be honest, I even missed the whole part of me being able to use the photo to prove her innocence. It didn't even click in my brain until way later when I was looking back at the video at my on my Twitch videos. Yeah, I didn't even hear him say that, you know. But
you replayed your video just to get an idea.
Yeah.
Look how far this game has made us. Like, they try to make us detectives.
And I think it's crazy.
I think that was the good part about it.
We all played the same game.
Yeah.
And we all had different experiences.
Yeah.
Which is wild. And I think that's what makes this game so.
Yeah, that's why I like. I've been watching other YouTubers play the game actually, just to see how their brain works. Like, I'm intrigued by that shit.
Yeah, no, so I think they hit something here, and I hope they do something else and learn from this and make it better. Because there were the repetitives that kind of like bothered you, like you also said, Fresco. There was no opening for any errors. Like, the one little thing, you start all over, and it's like, what the fuck, man? And like, you feel the guy's pain because he's getting upset too. Like, he's like hitting the floor, and like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, that's getting easier when he gets choked out.
It even starts hinting off. It starts giving you hints like, oh, I need to do this. Okay, blah blah blah.
It does that.
He only listens to the daughter. Okay, how do I make the daughter listen? Blah blah blah, or whatever.
So no, those were good tips and
little tips.
I thought those were good, but I think when you're streaming it, it could be a little difficult because you have people in the chat that.
Oh yeah, they'll get bored.
Yeah, they'll get bored or they get frustrated. Like, why are they not doing this? What are they not seeing that I see? And
I got frustrated.
It's hard.
Watching you.
It's hard. And listen, I like these puzzle games. I think they're intriguing. But I was just like, at the end of it all, I said, this story is so simple. The whole looping thing, they never explained it. And that's what pissed me off at the end of this whole thing.
True.
They never explained why you're in a loop.
Yeah,
how you're in a loop. I thought the watch was something like maybe science, sci-fi kind of like a movie where Back to the Future or something, or Avengers Endgame, where there's something that's bringing you back. And I thought that's why he wanted the watch. Not that because the watch was expensive and could pay for his daughter's hospital bills, but because he can go back in time and maybe change the fact that his daughter gets cancer or change the fact that the father dies, which is his friend.
Right.
And I was like, that's it? The watch is not doing nothing.
See, but that's my problem as well with this story.
Okay.
That threw me off. It kept saying that the father died, right? So how come towards the end, when you have the flashback, right, where you're talking to the father and you find out the sick shit that's going on, where you're basically fucking your sister, okay?
And you're about to have a baby.
Right.
Baby.
So when you find that out, it's still William Dafoe's voice.
Right.
That pissed me off too.
So now I'm confused because I'm like, is the dad still alive? Then it looked different. The character did look different.
He had hair.
Right? He had hair. He had all that.
Right.
But then the second time when you go back in the last loop,
Pissed me off too.
it's the bald guy.
It looks
William
just like
Dafoe.
the officer.
It's literally the same person.
I think it was in his head. I think the entire thing was in his head.
So this was like a Joker movie.
Maybe.
Where in the Joker movie where you have him replaying thoughts that he's with the girl, but in the entire time he's never with her.
So here's the thing. I think that's true because if you think about it, the last scene is him talking to the dad.
Right.
Right.
That's him having like what's the word? Closure. Right. All inside of his head. God, yeah. Sorry.
So he's basically going ahead in time, trying to picture what life would be like. Like, oh, in order for them to be together in his mind, he would have to forget that that's his sister. Right. So how would you do that? You kill the dad, which is who he was in the room with the entire time, technically. And you kill the dad, but the only person stopping you is the dad who keeps coming back to the room every 12 minutes or every 10 minutes.
What I think happened is I think he killed the father. And I think that after he killed the father, everything else from there was all in his head. That's what I think. I feel like I think that he created that cop in the father's image. And then in the end he just got closure with him, like within himself. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
That's the thing too.
But that's what got me upset because it's hard to explain what the fuck happened.
We do know though that we all chose the same ending because we're not sick fucks and we didn't want to fuck our sister. Right?
Like, yo,
so I'm out of here. Like, yo, right?
Yeah.
But it's all thought we leave one with the kid.
Right.
That's the fucked up part.
Right.
No, that's the thing. I don't believe that the kid was a part of it at that point in time. Like where you left that.
Okay, when you're going back, like before
she's not pregnant, she's not nothing. Like this is before any of that even happens. I believe it may not be true, but it would make sense because remember the scene where the dad had hair, right? Looked exactly the same as the scene at the end when you're talking to the dad, where he's like,
"You're in the same room with the books,
right? You can't do this with your sister, yada yada. What are you gonna choose? You know what I mean?" So I feel like that's why I don't think he actually killed the dad. I think he was just in his brain while the dad was talking to him, like, yo, this is how the scenario can play out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how the scenario can play out. Don't do it. But in his head, he's like, I want to, but how can this all go wrong?
Damn.
Right? Because let's say I want to do it. You're trying to stop me because the dad did not want him to do it whatsoever. Right? So let's say if we chose the other one, maybe the fight with the dad actually happens right there at the end. And now we're fighting with the dad. We shoot him, kill him, and then the story goes the same way it did before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking he's stuck in this time loop because in his head he's like, let me figure out every scenario that's gonna happen, that's gonna play out if I end up banging my sister and getting her pregnant and killing her dad right now, because this is the only way out of this room is either leave her alone or stay with her and do all this wild stuff.
Yo, that's good.
Me? Yeah, that's what it went to in my brain.
That. You just blew my fucking mind.
No, it's good. True. It's good. But we gotta admit, this character is a sick individual. Another thing that I didn't like, we got no names.
No names. We have no idea who anyone is.
We got the mom's name,
Delia, right?
Delia,
whatever.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm like, I want to put names to the faces. We're not fully invested in these characters. Right. That's another thing that bothered me.
Right.
Like I want to feel not a connection. Let's be clear. I do not agree with what happened in the story.
You're not trying to relate to this guy.
But I want to feel something. Like I want to feel bad for the girl, whoever her name is. The only person we got Bumblebee. That's not even a real name. His daughter's name was Bumblebee. What? What? So it was just a lot of unknowns.
But that kind of proves my point.
What's the point?
What if the names and all the stuff that was coming up were just books and items inside that room. I gotta play again. It's blowing my mind. Like, think about it. Bumblebee.
But if you play
what if
again,
there
what
was
are
a
you gonna get from
Bumblebee
it?
picture on a book? I'm just saying. I want to try the other endings just to figure this more stuff out.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if there was a flower pot, a Bumblebee picture, or something in these rooms?
no, that's it. You're right. You're right. So look, hold on, check this out. When you come
What
out
is
the
going
elevator,
on?
when you come out the elevator to the left side, it's a picture of the bookshelf with the one book. And
What?
then
What?
in-
Time out. Say that
and-
again.
and-
Say it again.
and-
Say it. What you
and-
say?
All right.
Hold on. So Lou, we're saying,
Yeah,
think
right.
about this. You never got the names of anybody.
Yes.
Right? You never got anybody's name.
Mm-hmm.
The only things you got were pretty much items or flower. Like, think about it, a flower and a bumblebee was the name. There was no actual name, right? So I'm saying the room that you were in, the last room that you were in, the library room, like with the books and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm saying, what if the only reason we got those names was because those were items inside of that room? There was a book with a bumblebee on it, or a book with a flower on it, or a flower pot, something of that nature in that room. Okay. And that's how he got those characters. Because again, he's in his head. To me, he's in his head coming up with these random scenarios. And that's like the best his mind could come up with on the fly while he's talking to the dad.
That's crazy.
And what I was saying is, when you come out of the elevator and there's two pictures, one to your left and one to your right, the picture on your left is a picture of a bookshelf. With one red book. And that red book is inside of that last room in the end of the game.
And that's the freaking the thing they told me to do in my chat. They said, wait it out, don't answer any of the options, and just click the red book. And that's like an alternate ending to the whole story.
That's wild.
Oh man, I gotta replay.
But time out. Do you really want to replay this, or should you just watch it on YouTube?
I could watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, because to go through all that shit again is annoying.
Though, you know?
Yeah,
I know. But now that I know how to get to the end, it would be a quick
speed running now.
100%. 2 minutes.
So now my thing is this: at the end, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We continued, both Chris and I, but Fresco didn't.
I did not.
Now, what me and Chris saw were that you go into an empty apartment. There's literally nothing there.
No furniture.
Similar design though.
It's
like,
a similar
literally
design.
set up the same exact way as the room that you were in the whole time, but there's nothing in it, and
Now,
you're by yourself.
I went to go look to see if the watch was in the vent. It was there.
Okay.
Was it?
Yes. And I used the key to open it. That's how I knew you didn't have to use the knife. It was at the end where I found out, oh shit, I could use the key to open this vent.
Where was the vent at?
In the kitchen, the bathroom, right?
Yeah, there's
the bathroom vent.
I didn't have a vent in my bathroom. Or I
Really?
didn't look at it probably.
Because that's how I found it. I found the watch there. I opened the vent, so I found the watch.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And then I looked at it, and you can move the big hand, not the short hand. It's weird because, you know, there's a clock. You have a big hand, a short hand, and the seconds, right? It's just the big hand, seconds, but no shorthand. So when I put it to where it's supposed to be 12 minutes, nothing happens. You just hear the ticking. And that's it. I thought maybe if I move the clock a little bit, it will give me something else. Nothing happens. So
You
I'm
checked
thinking,
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's
Closet, all the vents.
Everything's empty. It's done. Yeah.
Empty.
So I'm thinking, did this even happen? Or was this just something he might have read? Was this a book
It's possible
that he read and he just
I'm still gonna
know.
go with my theory that none of this happened and he was
All
just
in his
thinking
head.
of it all in his head. And that's why at the end, basically, he moved to where they were living at in that story. Because remember, the time that the dad died, she had left. And you know, that's how you find the alibi, the 2-week thing. Like, oh, yeah, he got shot. She shot him 2 weeks before he actually died. He got shot twice that week, whatever.
Right.
So I'm thinking that never happened. So she never moved. She never ran away and moved. So she's still where her dad's at pretty much. And you decided, all right, I'm separating. And we left to that same exact kind of looking apartment by ourselves, which is why you buy it. Like pretty much you were just moving in.
But it's
at
crazy
the end there.
Because
there was nothing in there.
The watch in the entire story ends up being in the apartment where nothing is there.
Yeah.
So does the watch confirm that this actually did happen?
I don't know.
And then at what loop?
It's messing with our heads, bro.
I can't. I'm too tired.
So let's go ahead and give our ratings because this is going crazy.
Yeah, we're deep diving right now.
We'll go with you first, Fresco.
But that
1 through
shows
10.
you the game got it. You feel me?
I don't know. So what you got, Fresco? 1 through 10.
Dude, I gotta give it a 9 out of 10, bro.
Wow, that's really high up there.
That's really high.
You really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it.
Is it one of your best games this year that you've played?
I think this year, yes.
Wow, you need to play It Takes Two.
Yeah,
you did play. You didn't finish it.
I need to finish It Takes Two.
Yeah.
If Alex would sometimes join me, or if somebody else wants to finish the game with me, please. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
I enjoyed my gears turning. It was such a unique experience. I need to find another game like this.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you give it?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Honest opinion, it's probably my second favorite game that I played this year.
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, there's certain stuff that messed with us, but the delivery of the story was wild. Even though the story was skeevy as hell,
bananas.
It just like when I figured it out, like when my gears started turning, and I was like, "Is she?
Yeah.
Is she my sister?
It was wild.
Am I her brother?" Like I
was
gotta
thinking
get that clip.
Dude,
I'm like, oh my god, it's disgusting,
Yo, my mouth remained open the entire time when I found that out. Insane.
Yeah.
Bro, I was losing my mind. So the fact that a game can get you to do stuff like that, whether it was something you agree with or not, it's like, yo, they really got us this far into a game.
Yeah.
Even though it's simple,
Simple.
they got us this far into it where this stuff is like messing with us. Like, look at this. We started deep diving off of a game that took a couple hours to beat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I agree. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. I didn't enjoy the ending as much as I enjoyed the beginning. Going into the game, it blew me away. I'm like, yo, this story's great. I'm loving it. But then the repetitiveness of not figuring out, maybe because I'm stupid. Maybe I just wasn't getting it, right? And I'm like, maybe a smarter person would enjoy this more. I don't know. But I didn't enjoy the repetitiveness and not getting nothing done. This is why I didn't enjoy Hades after a while, because I'm constantly doing the same thing and not getting any progression. And then when I get some progress, I just want to hurry up because I already wasted so much time on the failure that I just want to get through the story to find the rest out. And when the ending what we got at the end, I felt unfulfilled. I'm like, that's it? It's still nasty. And I thought about it. And then when he came out, I'm like, oh shit, he's really the brother. Sorry, I spit. But I was like, man, that's it. And then again with the whole, where's the loop? Explain the loop. Don't just tell me that this happens and we just have to accept it. Give me something. Give some explanation. I thought the voice acting was good, but then after a while, when you're repeating it, it's like, I don't care who the fuck is talking, who you paid to play this part. Is they saying the same thing?
To beat it.
I did see your shift from your first stream where you were like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing, to your second stream when it was like around 10:30 or like 10:15, and you were just frustrated. Like you could just see it in your face. You weren't even surprised that she was a sister. Like you weren't even shocked.
He just wanted to finish.
He just wanted to finish. He was like, I don't give a shit, bro.
Oh my god.
But honestly, the clip you posted today was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really funny. I like that.
That was great.
That was a good one. That was really good.
Because the thing is, when you start, like that was my first stream. You immediately the loop starts. You're like, okay, I gotta do this really fast because the cop's gonna be in 2 minutes. I timed it, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get this, gotta get that, and I'm thinking I grabbed the fucking mug. If you haven't seen the clip, go to my Instagram, whatever.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
and I thought I grabbed it so that way I could put her to sleep. And then of course there were certain things that you didn't even need. I didn't need her book. I didn't need the cop's gun. I didn't need any of these things. And it was like, you're doing this to throw me off. I get it,
100%.
But it's annoying. And that's what it was. I felt the game annoyed the fuck out of me. And I was like, I'm glad this was over. After I ended my stream, I uninstalled that shit. I said,
oh my god. You're right though. There were a lot of things there that they were just dead ends. Why could you flush things down the toilet? Or maybe they were not dead ends and we just don't know their purpose there.
Right.
No, again, the story was good, but after a while, it was like, just end. That's how I felt. That's just me.
I feel you.
So, is there anything you guys want to say before we leave? I know, Fresco, you're going to be going away
Yes.
Are you gonna be DJing or anything IRL stream in Chicago?
No. I'm just gonna go for a music festival, enjoy some good vibes with some good people. It's just a little break. I'm gonna be back next Tuesday, and then I'm gonna be streaming on Thursday. But before like we finish anything, I just want to say shout out to Annapurna Interactive. Amazing this game. I really enjoyed it. And if you guys did not know, they're coming out with a new game. And I know Chris checked it out. It's called Stray. If you guys are not familiar with this game, look it up. Stray. Another unique experience that I can't wait to try. That's all I got.
What is this about? It's a little kitty cat, right?
It's a cat. Yeah, it's a cat
It's
game.
a cat simulator.
Yeah.
Does it have 9 lives? Like, what is the premise? What are we doing here?
I don't even know. I mean,
It's
just walking around the streets.
It looks beautiful.
It's pretty much about you being a stray cat in a world that I'm guessing has been either taken over by robots or it's just that society now. There's no
interesting.
humans. Yeah, I'm
That's
excited.
interesting.
I can't wait.
And Chris, I know you on vacay. We're gonna be streaming live on Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, all together in studio. But do you have anything coming up, or are you gonna be doing any IRLs or anything while you're on vacay?
I don't know about IRLs, but
shit.
just know Captain CG's coming.
Oh man,
to a town near you. We're gonna be flying over boards. You feel me? We're gonna be flying, baby. Captain Fiji coming, baby.
So what is this thing you're gonna be playing?
I got the flight simulator downloaded. I gotta finish class first, and once a week, starting sometime next month after I finish my training, we are gonna do a flight stream. That's gonna be Soul Plane 2.0.
Nice.
I will be leading you guys to our through the air. To the depth. Baby. It'll be short streams, but we're gonna have some fun. You guys can ask me questions. I'm gonna be playing some smooth jazz in the background. That's gonna be a vibe. Gonna have some wine while I drive, while I fly. You feel me?
Oh, where are we gonna die?
I'm gonna be on my Denzel Washington. You feel me?
Oh my god.
Outside of that, of course, I'm gonna be in New York this weekend, chilling with Lou and Johnny. We're gonna go watch a movie. We're gonna do the live podcast.
Yep.
Have some fun.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
it's gonna be fun.
That's the plans for now. Also, I wanted to shout out that same company. I keep forgetting what they're called.
Annapurna.
Yeah, they made another game that I recently played. I'm gonna do my own review on called The Last Stop. And if you guys have not played it, it is an amazing game.
It's trippy.
Great storytelling. It blows you. You know, it ties together so well at the end. And if you like games that mess with your head, you would love that game.
Good. So I want to thank you both for being here. I know you guys are busy and you're going to be flying out soon to your destinations, but I want to thank you for being here to do the review. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Fresco. Thank you, Chris. Will we be dropping this tomorrow? Yeah, and then Thursday we actually going to be dropping the Marvel's What If episode 4 review, and that's going to be it for us, guys. I want to thank you all for being here, and until next time, keep gaming. Peace.